countless champions have been crowned throughout the history of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! But what about the underdogs, the dark horses, the decks that upon first glance make you question everything you thought you knew about the game? In this series, both MBT and myself will be showcasing some of Yu-Gi-Oh's wackiest unsung heroes. Each episode will feature new decks, new strategies, and the results will be unpredictable. You've seen the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but this is the history of Jank. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Oh, I bet you never thought you'd see a wheel again, and yet here we are, the beginning of Duelist Alliance, and there is a ton of playable stuff in this format. For that reason, we've taken the 8 decks that we expect to play over the next 4 weeks, given 1 apiece to myself and to Alex respectively, and thrown them on a big pie chart so we can at least pretend that the central conceit of this series works. The decks we intend to play over the next couple of episodes are Normal Pendulum, using the Dragoons cards and Lanphocephalus in order to overwhelm our opponent. Saphira, Queen of Dragons, a very powerful ritual monster at a time when Jin is legal. Go, go, go! That's right. And of course, Superheavy Samurai. So let's give the old wheel a spin and see what we're playing today. Very excited for this one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since we've seen a wheel in the history of Jank, but I think the beginning of Duelist Alliance format warrants it because, as you saw from Joseph's wheel, there is plenty of Jank to be had. His wheel has 4 different decks compared to mine, and so we're just going to spin and just play whatever the matchup is. So let's go ahead and get to spinning here. We have Fluffal, Noble Knight, Skull Servant, and Melodious, so we've got a lot of fun contenders here, and it looks like we're going to be bringing Fluffal to the first match.
Behold, a deck that'll make you say, Susan, oh, whoa, what's this? If you're noticing the deck in front of you, you'll see that it is Superheavy Samurai. Sort of. Superheavy Samurai is poised to make a huge splash in the TCG momentarily, thanks largely to a card called Superheavy Samurai Prodigy Wakaushi. We don't have that yet. In fact, we have very little Superheavy Samurais, period. Superheavy Samurai is an archetype that would develop over the course of Yu-Gi-Oh's history, a couple of cards being trickled out in almost every single pack for a long period of time. But one of the cards that's powerful in the new Superheavy Samurai build in the TCG is available to us immediately. Superheavy Samurai Scales, if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters and you control none, can be special summoned from the hand, and if it's normal or special, you can target a level 4 or lower Superheavy Samurai monster in your graveyard and special summon it. That's an incredibly powerful effect and pairs nicely with some other stuff we're playing as well. Super Heavy Samurai Blue Brawler can't be destroyed by battle. Super Heavy Samurai Flutist can special summon a Super Heavy Samurai monster from the hand by tributing it, and if you target a Super Heavy Samurai monster with a card effect, you can banish this from the graveyard to negate the activation. And Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter is a tuner monster that is also a free special summon, provided you have no spells or traps in the graveyard. In fact, that is the main gimmick of the Super Heavy Samurai archetype. It is an archetype of exclusively monsters. You cannot play any spells or traps if you want to consistently get these effects off. This is all in service of a very powerful synchro monster, Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo, who can attack while in defense position with a whopping 3800 defense stat that is translated to attack. Now, unfortunately, during a time in Yu-Gi-Oh's history when you absolutely had to be playing both spells and trap cards to stand a chance, Super Heavy Samurai was not particularly powerful. But there is one archetype that uses a trap card that removes itself from the graveyard that theoretically we could splash alongside the Super Heavy Samurais. And that archetype is Volcanic. If you've watched the history of Yu-Gi-Oh, you know that Volcanic was pretty powerful around this time because of the release of this card, Blaze Accelerator Reload. This card allows you to send a Volcanic card from your hand to the graveyard to draw a card which pairs incredibly nicely with Volcanic Shell, making it effectively a +1 every turn, as you can activate the Shell effect to add another one to hand. While it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to send Volcanic from your deck to the graveyard, which can trigger the effect of Volcanic Scattershot. Ideally, what you want to do in this deck is spend your first turn doing something like Volcanic Rocket for Blaze Accelerator Reload and drawing some cards off of Shell. Then, when you have enough monsters in rotation, you can use free monsters like Tin Goldfish in order to special summon powerful Super Heavy Samurai monsters, get yourself a Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter, clear your opponent's field with the main phase effect of Blaze Accelerator Reload, and then get in for a huge amount of damage with Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo. As a result, we are playing not only all the playable Super Heavy Samurai monsters released during this period, and all the playable Volcanic monsters rares released during this period, but a lot of cards that are also free specials. Things like Photon Thrasher, Tin Goldfish, Toy Knight, Goblinberg, and of course, format staples like Maxi. The end result is a control strategy that aims to win the game by eventually assembling the pieces necessary to make a Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo, and on the way can send a bunch of cards from the deck to the graveyard using effects like those on Laval Chain, equalizing problematic board states with rank 4s like Evil Swarm Exciton Knight and Castel the Skyblasker Musketeer, and even preventing an opponent from getting off to the races in the first place with cards like Abyss Dweller. It might be a jank brew, but it's got a lot going on under the hood. So with that, let's get into the card by card. We're playing 3 copies of Photon Thrasher, 3 copies of Volcanic Rocket, 3 copies of Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer. Fun fact about this card that you may know if you're playing the TCG right now, it's not a once per turn. Tin Goldfish, triple Super Heavy Samurai Scales, Goblinberg, triple Toy Knight, triple Super Heavy Samurai Blue Brawler. Admittedly, this is the worst of them. It doesn't do a damn thing, but it was responsible for a victory in Chaos Draft, which means that it's probably good enough, and it's a 4-star Super Heavy Samurai, which is decent during this period. 3 Super Heavy Samurai Flutist, 3 Maxi, 3 Scattershot, 3 Shell, 3 Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter, also not a once per turn, and 3 Place Accelerator Reload. In the side, we've got Vanity's Fiend and Majesty's Fiend. I'm going to try my hardest not to board into these, but no promises. 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Crow, and 3 Battle Fader. In the extra, we've got 3 Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo. We've got Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, Abyss Dweller, Gear Gigant X, double Castel, double Eva Swarm Exciton Knight, triple Laval Chain, and double Digusto Emerald to cycle back those pesky scattershots. So with that, let's jump into the games.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited for this deck. Fluffal is a really neat deck that actually gets a lot of crazy support later on. This is just the first wave, but the first wave is honestly good enough. This is like a fusion-based archetype that has some neat combo potential and has the ability to actually do some pretty wild plays. So let's go and do the card by card. So starting off with the Fluffal monsters. So we have Fluffal Dog, which is basically just Stratos. On normal or special summon, it can add either an Edgem Sabers or a Fluffal monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. Actually, it can't add itself. That'd be kind of crazy. You can only use that effect once per turn. Doesn't matter. We have Fluffal Bear, which you can send from your hand to the graveyard to set a toy vendor directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. And you can tribute this card and target a polymerization in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Edgem Sabers is a nice component of the deck because this is typically what's required for most of the fusion plays. So Edgem Sabers, when it's in the graveyard, you can place a card from your hand on top of the deck, special summon it in defense position. You can only use that effect once per turn. So it's sort of like a Plague Spreader zombie, but doesn't have the banish stipulation. So you're able to constantly bring this back, giving you the fusion fodder you need to go into your fusions. Because we're playing Edgem Sabers as a level 3 fiend, we have 3 copies of Tour Guide. Because we're playing a fusion deck, we have 3 copies of King of the Swamp, which is actually kind of good in this deck. We have triple copies of Fluffal Owl on normal or special. You can add a polymerization from your deck to your hand, but more importantly, you can pay 500 life points while it's on the field. Fusion summon a Frightful monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. So you don't need polymerization because you can go into Owl, and that basically does the fusing for you. We have Fluffal Cat, which if it's sent to the graveyard for fusion material, you can get back a polymerization, so it just allows you to recycle the resources. Fluffal Rabbit, if it's sent to the graveyard as fusion material, you can target an Edgem Sabers or a Fluffal monster and add that back to your hand. So it's basically just Cat except for the monsters themselves. So you can see that there's a lot of recycling components here, and it just sort of gets overshadowed because when you have Shadal being released in the same set as a lot of these cards, it's really hard to, justify playing this deck over that one. So that's it for the monsters. The spells, we have 1 Raigeki because it's legal, triple polymerization because we're playing a fusion deck, fusion Sage to make sure we get the polymerization because that actually is kind of like a lot of what we need to do, 1 Soul Charge, triple Toy Vendor. This card, when you read this, just seems absurd. So once per turn, you can discard 1 card, then draw 1 card and reveal it to your opponent. Then if it's a Fluffal monster, you can special summon 1 monster from your hand. Otherwise, discard the card you drew. If this card's sent to the graveyard, you can add an Edgem Sabers or Fluffal monster from your deck to your hand. So this is sort of like another Rhoda of the deck technically, but it's also a way to just get more monsters just filtering through, and that's why we need to play such a high density of Fluffals in the first place. Then we have a Snatch Shield, double Dark Hole of Foolish Burial, and triple copies of MST. For the extra deck, we have the Fluffal Fusion monsters. These are the first ones, and we don't have like the crazy cards like Tiger and the other ones. Those don't come out till later. I think Kraken as well. And Bear and Wolf are the first 2 that we had to start with. So Bear requires Edgem Sabers and specifically Fluffal Bear, which is why we're playing this. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can equip that monster to this card as an equip spell, and this monster gains 1,000 attack. The other one, Fright for Wolf, is, let's be honest, the better one because it requires Edgem Sabers and any Fluffal monster, which makes it immediately better, and it must be fusion summoned by the above fusion materials. It can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of fusion materials used for its fusion summon. So the fact it's one or more Fluffal monsters means that you can go and just like send your whole hand, and you're able to make this thing that it can actually OTK your opponent. And that was one of the appeals of this deck, right? Being able to just win the game out of nowhere is something your opponent definitely had to look out for. Because we're playing these, though, we do have to fill out the rest of the extra deck because we don't have the other cards yet. So we just have some good stuff cards like Rebellion Xyz, Castell, Lavalval Chain, Exiton, Dweller, Zenmaines, Dante, and Levier. Dante's kind of funny in this deck because we want to get a lot of these cards into the graveyard, so it just kind of fits because he's generic. And then the side deck, we have triple Flying Sea, triple Maxi, double Cyclone, Diffusion, and Fairy Wind. Nice and simple, especially considering the other matchup spread we'd see around this time. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think this is like probably one of the better decks we have access to across both wheels. And let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Joseph, you and I have been itching to play some more Duelist Alliance. The fact we brought back the wheels, it's been, I don't know, what, months since we actually had wheels in this series? Oh man, this is going to be great.
Absolutely true. I don't know if we're like so much excited to play Duelist Alliance Jank as we are excited to no longer have to play the previous format's Jank, for which we were scraping the bottom of the barrel.
What do you mean? I want to play Blizzard Burn 10 more matches in a row. That was just the best deck I've ever played. Oh my god. Yeah, this is going to be fun though. We looked at these decks and we had more to, we actually like narrowed the list down because there were some that were actually unplayable. Thank you, whoever submitted those. But these we felt were the best of the best. It can only be one individual that I'm not calling out in particular.
Let's just say that looking at some of those lists made me wish that I was no longer alive, if you catch my meaning.
Shout out the patron, Morgan Arnold. Thank you for the support. Buddy, you got the hand up.
Yes.
Okay, I rolled a 1 for the number of monsters I need to kill you with this deck that I'm playing.
I rolled a 0. You know, you can guess as to why that reason is.
I wonder why. I guess I win the die roll because 0's technically even.
With 0's even, whatever. And you said odd.
I did. Okay. Best of luck, buddy. Okay, now looking at my hand, I'm glad that I went first. Okay, normal tour guy.
Yeah, okay.
There's only one guy that we're getting here. We're getting the one, the only Edge Imp Sabers.
Let's make it happen.
It's amazing. We are also going to, I don't think we're going to do anything else. We'll overlay.
Yep.
We're going to take a step back into 2011 Yu-Gi-Oh! And summon Zenmaines.
Yep.
I could go for Dante here, I guess, if I want to just keep like milling the graveyard out. I want to do that instead, actually. I feel like Zenmaines is just, like, safe. Yeah, we'll keep the Zenmaines. Fuck it. I guess we'll fire off Toy Vendor while we're at it, too.
Sure.
We'll activate. I guess I'll just mill it to reveal it. Okay. So it's MST. It'll just go to the graveyard. We'll just pass.
What's your discard for a Toy Vendor?
Fluffal Bear.
Oh, well. Okay. Stand by main. All right, so we are going to begin with Volcanic Rocket.
Okay. Let's do it, baby.
We're going to use Rocket to grab a copy of Blaze Accelerator Reload to hand.
Card's crazy.
We're going to set 2, and we are going to pass.
Okay. We'll draw.
Yep.
Anything in standby, sir?
Nope.
Go to main 1. I guess we will try for Toy Vendor. I'll pitch this copy of Rabbit.
That's fine. Oh,
okay. No. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. We'll go Dog Effect.
Yep, dog's fine.
With our dog, who we get? I guess we'll grab ourselves an owl. Why not? We'll normal the owl. Activate him.
Didn't you just normal the dog?
No, I special the dog.
Boo.
Off the toy.
All right, that's fine.
Poly.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, I can't do any fusion summoning shenanigans because we have very limited access to our extra deck here. I'll try this. We'll try to go to battle.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll hit with Zenmaines.
No response here.
Okay, so I will take 4, detach. And we'll go second main.
Yes.
Let's go ahead. I'm just going to chill. I'll go to end phase. We'll fire the Zenmaines. Any response?
Nope.
Really want to go for Rocket. I also know you have the reload, and I don't want to just give you immediate access to Scattershot, even though you could do it anyway. So we'll just take out Rocket.
Okay. Sounds good.
Go ahead.
Stand by main. Blaze Accelerator Reload.
Sure.
Okay, let's go for it. Boom.
Didn't need to send it anyway. Sure.
All right.
Then activate Scattershot.
That's correct.
So I will take 15 here, and everything will die, and my Zenmaines will lose a material.
That's correct. All right. I mean, let's begin with a tin goldfish, and we'll use it to summon a rocket.
All right, and this is on summon in any way.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Just get the third one to hand. Why not? You know, forget about it.
Sure.
let's overlay here. We are gonna make Daigusto Emerald, you know?
Sure. Get the scatter shots back.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Target all 3 scatter shots. And here's where we draw 2 scatter shots. 1 scatter shot, 2 in sequence. Oh, that's an interesting card. Whatever. Let's go to combat.
Okay. Fortunately, I will take 3 here, and my Zen mains will die. It's what I get for putting it in attack mode and being greedy.
All right, back to you.
We'll draw. Okay. I'm going to try for Toy Vendor. Let's see how greedy I want to get.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, it doesn't pay off. That sucks.
You've learned nothing of the gacha.
I have not. The gacha giveth, the gacha taketh away. Knowing you have access to scatter shots again is quite annoying. I think I'm just going to pass.
Yeah, sure. So I didn't do this last time because I was hoping you'd just pop it, but we'll go reload at end of main.
Sure.
All right. Draw for turn. Stand by main.
Yep.
Shell. Not there. So a lot of these cards are really good in positions where you have an established board, but you don't. We'll go reload.
That's fine.
Jeez. Okay. Oh, wow. Let's go Tin Goldfish. Or, sorry, Daigusto Emerald.
Get to recycle, which is pretty good.
We'll shell here and then put that shell back. I think I want to put back the Tin Goldfish. I just need to unload this disgusting-ass hand. We'll draw 1. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and set 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not great.
You have a lot of cards.
Let's go to combat. We'll attack directly here.
Take 18.
Second main, we'll go to end step, and we will pitch Thrasher. Reload to hand size. It's all part of the plan.
It's pretty good. All right, draw.
Yes.
Stand by main.
Yes.
It's not getting any easier. It's so bad because I know you can just Raigeki me at any moment.
Yeah.
So it literally does not matter what I do. I'm trying to think if there's any way I can somehow play out of this. I have potentially an idea. We'll go Toy Vendor. Pitch Cat.
Yeah.
I cannot hit anything with this. Okay. We will. Ugh, it's not even good. I have to Dark Hole.
Oh, that's all right, actually. Sure. My blue brawler! Now you know what I'm up to.
I do. Not that I didn't know that prior to filming the episode.
Yeah, well, you know.
I guess I have to, otherwise I'm just going to keep getting wrecked. I have Soul Charge.
Wow! Okay, Maxi.
Okay, that sucks. We'll go Dog and guess Owl. Kind of want Zen main just because he's big. So we'll just go 2K.
Sure.
So you draw your card. Dog 1, Owl 2.
That's fine.
I'll get another Poly. And I will grab Sabers. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
You max seed me, and I'm also soul charged at this point. So I think my move here is to just set 1 and throw it back.
All right, we will go reload at end of main. All right. Stand by main.
All good.
Shell. Okay. So you control 2 monsters, and I control none. So I will special summon Superheavy Samurai Scales from my hand.
Okay.
This lets me target a level 4 or lower Superheavy Samurai in my graveyard and special summon it. I'm going to target Blue Brawler.
Pretty good.
Next, I'm going to banish Blaze Accelerator Reload to send a Scatter Shot to the graveyard.
Which will send the others, and I'll take 15.
And we'll try to blow up the board here.
You will?
And then I will special summon from my hand, with no spell and trap cards in the graveyard, Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter. Then synchro summon the almighty Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Cimoooooooo.
This is crazy. Yep, and I am dead here.
I'm hoping Cimoooooo target your MST?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Such a crazy effect.
I don't know how I can.
Here, do you need it? Do you need me to give it to you? Here you go.
Could you please give it to me? So unfortunately, it's a quick play that was set this turn, so I can't do anything with it. But I can normal summon Toy Knight, which lets me special summon
not real.
Toy Knight.
Oh my god.
An overlay for, I don't know. There's got to be something here that pops something. There's not. Okay. Gear Gigan X.
Sure.
Let's go grab Super Heavy Samurai Flautist. Nope, that's graveyard only. Let's grab Super Heavy Samurai Soul Fighter, and we'll equip it to our Cimoooooo.
Sure.
Get him.
You got it. I was dead. I was just waiting for you to just enjoy yourself. All right. Yeah, that was bleak. It really didn't help that my only way to get monsters on the field was Soul Charge, and Scatter Shot was just lingering at any moment to annihilate me. So, not great, not fantastic.
Not ideal.
I don't think even post-board this is going to be any easier, but I guess we'll try our best. Best of luck, buddy. This hand is something.
Mine's all right.
Is it? Okay.
That's okay.
I'm going to go Pitch Bear to set Toy Vendor.
Oh, okay. That's a good start.
It's fine. We'll see. I'll just activate the Toy Vendor. We'll go activate Toy Vendor. I'm going to pitch another bear, and we'll see what we hit. Okay, fantastic. It's a great deck, isn't it? It's a great deck. I kind of just want to pass with the way that my hand's looking. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I'm just going to set one and throw it back.
Oh, that'll be the last set you ever... maybe you're fine.
What happened to your amazing hand?
Most of my hands require you to do something, which you are not. Let's normal summon Rocket.
Sure, that card doesn't require me to do anything.
Yeah. And let's go to combat.
Pick 19.
All right, let's set a couple here. Back to you.
Draw. That's like the most useless card I have. This is going well. This is going quite well. Go.
And a main.
Sure.
Okay, I'll draw. Standby main, we'll go shell. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This particular little engine is pretty good. We'll go Blaze Accelerator here.
All good.
All right, shell. Well, shit. Let's normal summon Soul Piercer, you know?
Shit. Yep.
Yeah, this card's actually pretty good. 12, 19.
31 total. I'll take it.
From the field to the graveyard. That's unfortunate because it means that I can't really just pop off. Yeah. Go ahead.
We'll draw. Okay. That actually might do something. I highly doubt it, though. Is there a world? I know one of your cards is Shell. Let me space your back row. That is not Accelerator.
It is Accelerator.
Oh, fantastic. It is Accelerator. Great.
Yeah.
That's actually frightening. Why did it have to be another Accelerator?
It's the only spell trap I'm playing.
I guess. We'll go Dog.
Dog's fine.
Let's grab ourselves good old Edge Imp.
Yes.
I guess I will try to go to battle here.
Yes.
I will hit over the Soul Piercer.
I'll take 5.
Yep.
And then we'll go Soul Piercer.
Go for it.
We'll grab Trumpeter here. Oh, that card's really good. No, we'll grab Trumpeter.
Second main. We're just struggling over here. We'll go Toy Vendor.
Yep. Well,
excellent. Going well. Go ahead.
End of main, we're going to try for reload. This is so stupid. The scatter shots are both in my hand.
Oh, excellent.
We'll grab the normal reload after this. Draw, standby main. We are going to normal Flutist.
Sure.
Flutist effect, special Scales. Scales effect, summon Soul Piercer. Summon Trumpeter. And then 4, 8, 10, it's Cimoooooooo time. Trigger Soul Piercer. We will grab a Brawler. Combat. Boom.
Didn't even have to do any of that. Just
no,
for the
I
record.
could
have just been Rocket Attack. Yeah. Oh my God. This deck fucking I can't do anything. It's so bad. I know I'm not like playing this deck probably like at all optimally, but like especially knowing there's lingering Raigeki at any moment. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I can't commit. Otherwise, I just lose. Let's try the game 3. I want to try again.
For sure.
Okay, you know what? I think I figured out the problem, Joseph. I think I figured out the problem. You ready?
Yeah. I think you have figured out the problem. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you have.
Oh my God. What is this hand?
Every hand in this deck is crazy.
Every time I see you, like, if you get Rocket, I'm just like, this. I'm dead. I'm like, it's over.
You really are dead. It just gets better.
God. Okay. Well, that makes my hand a little bit better. The best part about my deck, Joseph, is that I cannot beat Volcanic Rocket. It is too damn big. The best monster in my deck is 1700 attack. How do I get over this thing? Oh my Lord. Okay. We're just have to play it slow. We'll go Owl.
Owl's fine.
Owl effect.
Yes.
And we'll grab Polymerization.
Yes.
I will cry, I guess. I will set 1 and pass.
Okay. Stand by main.
Okay. No blaze accelerator. So no shells.
No reason to really do anything but this. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So I take 9 and then 12.
Yep.
That's fine.
Back to you.
Draw. Maybe. maybe. Dark hole.
Oh, okay. We got a little 1-for-1 going on here, huh?
Okay. A little bit.
Let's go grab, let's say flutist.
Okay. Dog effect.
Ooh, dog. That's fine.
I will grab sabers.
Sabers is fine.
Poly.
Maxi.
That's fine. 1, 2,
Ooh.
3,
Ooh.
4.
Oh my god!
I can't wait to lose to Scattershot. This is going to be so fun. So I have only 2 triggers here because Rabbit's a hard once per turn. So I can use Rabbit and Cat. Cat can get me back Poly, and then Rabbit can get me back either Edge Imp or a Fluffal monster. So I guess I'll get back Owl.
Sure.
Try for it, I guess.
End of main.
God fucking damn it. Okay. No! We were so close.
I'll burn
Oh
him.
my god.
Smoke him if you got him.
Yeah, I'll take 15. All right. I mean, at least I feel better about this deck. At least I did something.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I shouldn't have gone all in, but I wouldn't have killed you otherwise, I don't think. Go.
All right. Stand by main.
Yep.
Normal flutist.
Sure.
Flutist for scales.
Scales bring back Flutist.
Scales target Soul Piercer.
Or Soul Burner. Soul Piercer, excuse me.
Nothing engrave. Let's go Trumpeter.
And I'm just fucked here.
Well, I don't think you're actually dead. Susanoo, we'll go Soul Piercer here. Let's grab Trumpeter. Oh, wow. Okay, so 38, you're at 44. You know what's actually very funny? I will get Trumpeter. Trumpeter is not a hard once, so we'll special 2 of them in attack.
Shut the fuck up.
And try and get it for exact.
I cannot believe I'm losing like this. Oh my god. Oh my god. I actually, like, I had a chance. Well, so the funny thing is, I don't know how I'm outing this. Like, this thing's gigantic. But I had a chance to make another wolf if you did not have another Susanoo. It wouldn't have been like a format wolf. I think it would have only been 3.
Still, that's pretty good.
But it's not bad. Yeah, I'm looking like, do I even have a single card in my extra deck that can out that guy? I guess Castell would have to do it.
Yeah. Well,
and that
no,
requires me to
Castell
have
doesn't
2
do
dogs.
it because of the flutist in the graveyard.
Oh, that's right. The flutist in the graveyard makes it even more impossible. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, so we were just fucked anyway. This was a great match.
It was.
This was a good time. I'm glad we did
You know,
this.
I gotta
Yeah,
be honest, I was not sold on Superheavy Samurai. Obviously, they're not. The problem with Superheavy Samurai right now is that they only have the one synchro, the Susanoo,
Right.
and he's a 10, which means you have to go like 2 4s and a Trumpeter. But Trumpeter is really good, and Soul Piercer is really good, and Scales is really good, and Flutist is really good. The unfortunate part is that is all the really good Super Heavy Sams. We're on like Blue Brawler to set and pass. Like, it is not ideal. I think that Volcanic is a pretty, it makes sense in terms of a splash. But in terms of the larger Duelist Alliance archetypes, usually in this deck, your turn 1 is like Tin Goldfish, summon a guy, go Gigant X for a Super Heavy Samurai Flutist on your next turn.
Right, like whatever piece you're missing.
Yeah, or go like Laval Chain, send a Blaze Accelerator reload so you don't die, and then next turn Laval Chain can send a target for Scales. There's like a lot of incidental synergies, but all of them require you to spend an entire turn like making a rank for. And while that's completely passable pre-2015 Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like really something that you could get away with pretty easily. In a format where your opponent can just make 3 Dantes, you know, it's a little less likely. But against bad decks, boy, this shit is unbeatable.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it in that game 1. I should have made Dante instead because, like, I didn't realize, like, just how much of a burden it was going to be not having just, like, attacking threats.
Yeah.
And, like, aside from the fusion monsters, and, like, it really is a problem. And, like, at the same time, like, Dante milling, like, sort of fuels your engine away in a bit just because, like, you kind of want some of the stuff in the graveyard, like, Edge Imp Sabers and stuff anyway. Everything's just so tiny in this deck that unless you're summoning the fusions or just accessing your extra deck in any way, you're really, like, not doing anything at all, which makes it really
really difficult. And so this was a rough one.
Yeah.
This definitely was a rough one. This is why people like in early Fluffal stages might see why this deck never really saw any play. Not that I did any, good job in like demonstrating that in its best capacity in the slightest, but the problem is that all of these Fluffal monsters, if they're not being used for fusions, like I'm talking about like Cat and Rabbit, they just like do nothing. Like Edgem Sabers is a good card. At the very least, it has like utility outside of just being a fusion material. It's something that can resurrect itself and be used for like rank 3 fodder to go into like Dante's or anything. Dog is actually quite good. Owl is like also good because it allows you to fusion summon without poly. But then like when you have like these other ones that like they're like not that great, and when you just start bricking on like multiple, you just like have no plays that you can make at all. Yeah. So the deck was sort of just like this like wolf or bust sort of deck where you can just try to OTK, and it's very cute, but until we get the later support where like Tiger comes out and Kraken and like all these like wings as well. We don't have wings yet. It's gonna need a lot of work for sure.
I will say I think you did. I think this is just a wonderful example of the Fluffal experience, which is you at this point do have pretty much every main deck monster that the deck absolutely needed in order to be competitive, but no payoffs whatsoever. I mean, oh my god, like for those of you who sat through the deck profiles, I mean, you legitimately have 2 monsters total, and one of them is Bear, which is
so
not
you have
playable.
1 monster in total.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that really came up frequently is that Toy Vendor is like really, really good in modern Fluffal because there's so many ways to get it into the graveyard through wings, through like basically 6 years of Konami printing cards that say send a face-up spell trap you control to the graveyard as part of the cost for this broken effect. But when you're actually playing it as intended, when you're like running the gacha, it's terrible. It's just like unplayably bad.
And because of like the way that the card works at this stage, you actually have to load up on so many of the Fluffals if you actually want like the effect to hit, which is miserable.
You can go like Laval Chain, stack a Fluffal, then Toy Vendor, but it's just so many hoops to jump through for such a minimal payoff.
Right, precisely. So maybe this. I mean, honestly, your deck looked sick. This deck looked crazy.
I do like it a lot. I can't believe that Flutist and Scales and Soul Piercer and Trumpeter were all wave 1 support. That's like you're all gonna see these cards again in a month when the Wakaushi comes out.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shoutouts to Shout1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron Smith, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Phoenix the Immortal, Dan the Man Hoban, Richard Enormous, Draconic, Jordan Coons, Jesse Wood, Valen Jackson, Chris Hood, Little Fadeleaf, Dylan Hunter, Cody Bretz, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Indian Taisho, thanks for the sleeves, Dad, Max, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady, Dalton, Luban, Yodaban. I've tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to get me therapy. Helios515, CMOS Chaos Cooking Draft, Cheeks McLaperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Wonder Waffle, MBT cancel by all community soon, cancel by all committee soon, cancel by all players soon, Shrugzix, the Crystal Beast Enthusiast, Corvain, and Grey9. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.